mic there, but all right. Uh, Welcome to the show, Boosted Boy. And you are the early bird and, well, sole person who's here. So, how are you doing? Uh, how was trading last night or yesterday morning? Oh, it is. Okay, hold on. Let me let me check what's going on. Okay, settings. Input device. Let's check. Sound check. Oh, it's working. All right. Lovely. Hey, Boosted Boy, can you hear me now? All right. Let's see. How's my audio? Can you hear me? Let's see. Sound check. All right. Okay. Let's see here. hmm so you still can't hear me. Weird. Okay. Let me check my audio input again. Hmm. All right. Is this better? I mean, on the mic test, it says that it can hear me. Really? Huh. It's showing green. Okay, hold on. Let me, uh, let me come back real quick. Maybe it's my thing. All right. Let's see. Can you hear me now? Is this fine? Excuse me. Uh, can you hear me now? Question mark. Hmm. Hey OC. Hey OC, can you hear me? Okay, lovely. Boosted Boy can hear me. All right, perfect. Okay, we can start the show if that's the case. So we are getting news on Fed rate cuts later at 2 p.m. EST. So interesting. For me, that's what 2 a.m. in the morning, which is wild. But I'll try to be awake for that. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see how the market moves, and we won't be able to make moves. Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off this session with how I like to start it, which is just looking at the fear and greed index, liquidity levels, and RSI heat map, just so we have a tiny idea of where prices might move right now. So, fear and greed index not really helping us. I mean, there's no clear bias because it's neutral. It can go either way, which is scary because uh, with a 99.9% probability of a rate cut, but also th- the possibility that the rate cut isn't as great as we expect it to be. That's that's some easily how do I phrase this? Well, it's easy to manipulate price basically. So looking at the liquidation map on Bitcoin, more shorts in the 1 day, more longs on the 7 day, which is, yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking because price is closer to these liquidation levels on the 7 day, we push down, then we push up. just because I think on the one day we want shorts to basically reign supreme. There's quite a bit of longs, and again, nice bunch of people with leverage here. So absolutely easy to wreck those guys. RSI heat map, we can see that it did drop almost 10 points, and coins like Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum are back in neutral. Again, not really helpful, but quite a tight spread in neutral. Oh, okay, we just got a refresh. Huh. XRP, okay. And Trump. I think we should talk about these or look at these in the show because they're overbought on the RSI heat map. In terms of the liquidation heat map, there is a lot of liquidity to the upside. We got these big yellow hotspots, 114 ish. Yeah, 114 ish with a lot more here. These are all the guys shorting, and some liquidations here on the long, which is fun. All right. So with the FA out of the way, let's actually get to the fun stuff, which is the TA, care of Chart Prime, of course. So first things first, the last call I made on the show last night, which was Hyperliquid. Uh, Funny thing is, it actually did dump 2 stop loss, but I did say in the show, I forgot if it was Saints or Kirby or uh, it was one of the more late comers. Let me scroll up if I can find him. But essentially, I did say that if we got to 48.3 to set your stop loss at break even and take some partial profits. So I hope people did that and didn't get killed with this call. I'll consider this maybe like a half point for me because again, I wasn't there to basically guide anyone since the show had ended, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I can consider that a half point. Uh, what was it? But yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's the recording to there are receipts. But yeah, um, let's see here. So, I think we'll pause on Hyperliquid a bit. Although the 4R chart does look a little bit more bullish to me. You got that great money inflow. You're getting maybe a twist on the MVP ribbon. Not a lot of room for it to run though. Maybe getting that cross on the dynamic reactor and quantum reactor. And again, you're near the premium, you're near POC, and you're near a sell zone, which is maybe not the best place to be, or best place to take a long, anyways. But yeah, let's look at the big caps. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Uh, I was actually looking at Bitcoin earlier because of the fact that we have this big imbalance on the 5 minute, and we're sort of late to the party. I don't want to long here, especially because we still got that measured move all the way down to 107. But it does look good on the 1 hour. We've got a green twist. We're headed up. Although this FVG still does scare me because the moment we tap that, I do feel that goes bloop. Easily could go that way. So Bitcoin may push up a bit, but yeah, it may push up a bit. Not confident in scalping it right now. Ethereum 5 minutes is almost overbought, but we do have good bullish trend strength. Money outflow is decreasing as we can see, and volume still remains pretty strong. Your MVP ribbon is headed up, and let me just refresh this so that we can get the MVP ribbon back. Yeah. Although, let's, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Come on, PC. I believe in you. Lovely. Okay. So, we are testing the dynamic reactor again. We did bounce off the quantum reactor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And so far, every time we've tried the dynamic reactor in the past How many hours has this been? Like 12? A little more? 12, 17 hours? Every time we touch this, like twice, we got rejected. So it does look a little dire on ETH. And based on the FA that we did, it does seem like we might get a push to the downside. Um, so I might be looking for shorts, like I said last night. Uh, Overall, though, zooming out of the picture, it does look interesting. And again, we're just really playing around the reactors right now. There's no clear uh, answer in terms of a swing at the moment. Looking at Solana, oh perfect. Okay, so we're overbought on the 5 minutes. We got such a huge spike on the money inflow right here. MVP ribbon does still have some runway, but we did get a downward signal on momentum. It's possible we break past this, test the premium zone again, which would be smack dab in the sell zone on the 1 hour. We are transitioning bullish on the 1 hour for volume, and we might reach the upper extremity right here on the CPO plus oscillator. So yeah, big caps kind of giving mixed signals at the moment. I would say maybe not the best to scalp right now, or at least we don't really fully know what they're trying to show us here, right? We need a clear rejection possibly around here. So I would put maybe an alert here at 202, see if we can short that, because we have been overbought for the past 3 candles. We did get that long wick. I mean, ideally, we could. It might be a bit risky, but we could short, do something like this, right? But based on the 1 hour, we might see a bit more topside, so I kind of don't want to do that right now. And then go down to support. But again, 1 hour looks pretty scary. It still has some runway, so I want it to run all the way before we make a decision. But yeah, honestly, if we... Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't help that BlackRock was selling... it sold 17,700 Bitcoin in the past 7 hours. Which is wild. I mean, that's $2 billion. Although, it might be just like noise. So ideally, we don't want to full, but again, we can't ignore the fact that BlackRock is selling at the moment. Yeah, HBAR ETF did go well. All right. Excuse me, I just had dinner. Yeah, okay, so in terms of our hyperliquid trade, though, let's refresh this a bit. Lots of resistances to the top side, right? We are at the lower extremity again. Yeah. We are at the lower extremity. We did get the cross. We might get a cross here. So hyperliquid might... It might. I'd probably long hyperliquid tonight. Maybe just give it like a few more... Maybe like half an hour before we make a decision, because this does look good. If we're near oversold, we've got the transition, we got the inflow, we got the volume. MVP ribbon, if it twists, we could do a very quick scalp, possibly to... Oh, damn, okay. The most traded prices were around 48.4. So something like this below the support and the dynamic reactor. And possibly shoot up like this. Right? I mean, it could work. Oh, oopsie. I didn't mean to do that. But at the moment, and this should be moved over here. Right, there we go. Could look something like this, and if you want, place it below here for more security. Okay, so we did get that transition already, but notice how the volume on the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus is transitioning, which is a bit scary, right? We're getting inflow, transition in direction, but volume shifting. Pretty pretty treacherous, if I'm being honest. Yeah, let's see who else is here. Oh, I your username's a bit too long, so I can't fully welcome you. But hi G, welcome to the show. I'm Langstrom, and yeah, if you have any questions or want me to look at any coins, just let me know. I'm an open book. We can have a look, and yeah, I just hope you enjoy the company as well as the live calls. Oh, okay, no problem. So we just go to market or is it market? Yeah, market dynamics. It's the first thing you see on Market Dynamics Pro, your order blocks. I think by default they show five. I brought it down to three because I want a bit more. I just want bigger blocks or bigger chunks, so I'm more confident the lower there are. But I don't want two because suddenly you get you just get one up top, one at the bottom. It could work for some people, but I like a little bit more bias, so I do three, and then I do attuned just so it's a bit more fit for the chart. For sensitivity, I do loud. You can do high. I just don't recommend soft if you're doing just three because soft it could be anywhere, and it might not actually be effective. So I do loud. I do both bullish and bearish because I want to see where people are ordering, and then because I only picked one, I don't really need to show the rating, and I just need the delta, trading activity, and metrics. So yeah, I think OC probably would have a different setup, but this is just how I do it, and it's worked pretty well for my strategy. So yeah, just play around with it, see what's more comfortable for you, and it becomes such a huge help. So for example, here on the 5 minutes, bearish order block with bearish imbalance, and it's 93.48% of orders. So possibly we just get rejected off it. But if we linger in this block, I do see us just breaking past those orders. Yeah. All right. Let's look at Vine because it really was the one that got away. It looked good on paper back when we looked at it, and yeah, I mean, it's a good thing we had a pretty tight stop loss because it really went all the way down. Um, but as you can see, it just pumped all the way up. So uh, the idea was a little late, right? I was aiming for that measured move. We missed it, but actually we're about to. We almost reached it back on the pump to the upside. But oh, okay, wait, hold up. This looks interesting. Okay, okay, let's switch to 1 hour instead of 4 hour, right? Okay, okay, okay. Interesting. So we're close to the upper bound of the CPO plus. We did get that peak seeker on the 5 minutes. Crazy amount of bearish divergences. My mistake. And we are headed down. We did cross the zero line, or we're about to. So there's a chance that we like flip from here, go back up, given that we do have positive money inflow, but your volume is mixed. It's trying to transition, but it doesn't know if it'll fail. Uh, we do have a 100% order block with 58% of the orders here next to the premium zone of all things. So Vine does look interesting. This looks like a very uh like a topper candle, like a reversal candle to me. Grant, because you literally have no body, just wick to the upside, and you're doing it again here, right? Also, I really don't. But then, okay, another thing about my strategy when it comes to scalping is when I see the dynamic reactor and the quantum reactor cross, this would be like a bearish cross because the slow reactor is above the fast reactor, but price is above it. I think that's a bit of a maybe it's a signal not to take the short that you think is going to happen, because we could easily bounce off the quantum reactor, and this could be potentially a long. And actually, when I go back to the 4-hour, it does appear like that could be the case again. Yeah, because we're here at the bottom, volumes transitioning, MVP ribbon is also near the bottom, it's also transitioning. We did get some bottoming bars, but they weren't that strong. But this does look like a double bottom on the MVP ribbon. All right, hold on. I think someone else joined. Hi, Papa 4G kids. Well, welcome to the show. I'm Langstrom. If you have any questions or any coins you want me to look at, just let me know. And yeah, hope you just enjoy the company as well as the live calls that we're doing. But essentially, this could be interesting. I'll see what it does. So I'll set an alert on Vine around 0.046 just to see if we sort of bounce off of the 618 FVG, possibly head up, because 4-hour does look like it wants to go up. Granted, we're facing heavy money outflow and it could easily invalidate the direction and we just die back to the downside. Hi Saints, welcome to the show. Good morning. Good morning to you guys. Well, for me it's good evening because I'm in Southeast Asia. And well, yeah. So I just had like dinner. I had this really spicy chicken. Yeah. It was my first time trying Wendy's. I don't know if you guys I'm sure most of you guys probably tried Wendy's before, but first time trying Wendy's. We're more of a Jollibee McDonald's kind of crowd. So yeah. But anyways, that's all food for thought. Okay. Interesting. We did get overbought on ETH as well as a downward reversal. We did switch, but your 1R still shows some more upside. Your MVP ribbon is still dark blue, possibly showing a bit more upside. And so I think on the stream, my bias is going to be short, just because I think we want to get a push down, get more people to short, and then push up. So this is a double bottom on the 1-hour. We'll have to see. At least that's how I'm looking at it right now. You guys might have a totally different read, but and if you do, I'd be happy to hear it out. But that's just my read on it. I do see possibly a bit more push up, and then a push down, and then up. I mean, that's how the market goes, anyways. Okay, perfect. This is a bit more. This is more. Okay, yeah, we can work with Solana here. So we did get bearish div. 5 consecutive candles on the 5-minute overbought. Your money inflow is just increasing, which is crazy. You did get a direction shift. And so I see us pushing 1 hour to the top side, 202. And I'm feeling good about this. I think, okay, long is not what I wanted. I think what we can do, right, is short from 202, place it above the rising wedge. Because at that point, if we break past the rising wedge, then the rising wedge never existed in the first place. But this could be like a retest of the wedge, right? And then we continue down, because we did get to the smart target. And I am confident that we're still going to the measured move because of my overall thesis that we do see lower levels on Bitcoin, right? And then this could be a nice 1 to 2. We could do a 1 to 1.5 if you're less risk averse, but if you want a little bit more return on your risk, right, this is perfect. So I see us going to 202, short here at 202, stop loss at 207. Always use a stop loss. It's one of the first things I learned, and I think Chart Prime uses it as a slogan as well. So yeah, always use a stop loss. It's the smart thing to do. And yeah. Okay, so first call of the night will be a Solana entry at 202.56. It's a short. We are putting the stop loss at around 208. You can put higher if you want to, just in case it like wicks to the top side. You can do something like maybe 210 if you want to be a little bit safe, right? But 208 should be fine. At least that's what I would stand by. So 208.2, entry again at 202.8 roughly. You can do 203, and then your take profit will be at around 192. It could go lower, could go completely to the measured move, in which case you'll be shorting for a 1 to 4 risk to reward, which is enormous. Right? All right. So I did get that alert on Bitcoin, did cross, and right as I put my alert, we did get our overbought signal. Our premium is moving. So let's see what Bitcoin does here at the 1R FVG. I do think it maybe punches possibly a 114. This looks like a double bottom, right? And potentially we just get push down, or just push all the way up, right? It's all speculation. I mean, we are dealing in futures, so that is the name of the game. But ideally, we're training ourselves to spot those technicals and have a higher probability of being right, because anyone can say price is going up, anyone can say price is going down, but to have that really keen awareness of where price might be at the time that you want it to be, and have that ability to know that it's probably going to dump or push to the upside, that's where we make gains, and that's a strategy you can develop. Exactly. Yeah, we are getting rate cut announcements in about, what is it, 4.5 hours from now. So again, a bit treacherous there. A lot of people are saying it's priced in. I would tend to possibly agree, at least in this instance, but anything could happen. So yeah. All right. This might take a while, honestly. This is not really a scalp at this point. This is kind of a swing. So we might not even see this happen on the live tonight or this morning. So yeah. And let's see. I see a lot of people are coming in. Hi, Digital LRS, and hi, Atarasya. Welcome to the show. Again, I'm Langstrom, and if you have any coins you want me to check out or any questions with chart prime indicators, just let me know. I'm really down to interact with you guys. And again, if you have any points for feedback, I'm also happy to hearing it. So yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you, Digital LRS. Very useful. Can I check virtual? Absolutely. Yeah, let's have a look at virtual. All right, virtual protocol. Actually, haven't traded virtual in a while. It was one of the coins I liked trading when I was no, it was one of the coins I liked trading a couple months ago. Interesting. Okay. 5 minutes, we got that peak seeker bearish div fall after a hidden bearish div. Volumes transitioning. MVP ribbon looks weak. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this was fun. Nice inverted head and shoulders right there, and then the accuracy of chart prime with the bullish div right on the head. Crazy. But anyways, this does look interesting. Uh, we are red. We do have money inflow. Volume is twisted down. I guess my only concern, if we were to enter, is the fact that our peak seeker uh, signaled when we were already this low or below the zero line on the 5 minutes. So it's possible we just continue ranging. And I do see possibly why is this yellow? Why? Why? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is a new show. So this is actually the third show of the live scalping sessions. Yeah, it started last week, Friday, but the program will now be Tuesdays, 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. EST, and Wednesdays, 9 a.m. EST as well. Yeah, so thank you for dropping by. I really do appreciate it. I was brought in a couple, like 2 weeks ago, so yeah, it's been it's really quite a ride so far. I'm enjoying my time here and really just interacting with you guys. So yeah, and oh, we also have another person come in. Hi, Madrina. Welcome to the show. I'm Langstrom, and if you have any uh, coins you want me to check out, just let me know. Or questions about chart prime indicators in general. So yeah, I mean, you could chart it from here. You could do it all the way from here, but the body here, or the wick rather, I'm more inclined to just do this, right? And you guys might have different ways of charting your triangles, but I do it from the body. And for me, this kind of looks like a dinosaur. Kind of forgot what kind of you know those dinosaurs with like the long heads. I forgot what they're called, but yeah. I think we'll continue to range in this triangle a bit, and then we'll see what happens, whether we break to the top side or to the downside. I mean, we're squeezing between the POC and this support right here, and then we got equilibrium down here and FVG, so it's really hard to tell. And the fact that the ribbon is now compressing and it's turned green, very hard to tell where virtual's going. But I guess because we're on the topic of virtual, maybe we can check out what it might look like based on a swing. And let me just remove some of the drawings here. So this is a bit confusing because my dynamic reactor is set to be the fast reactor and my quantum reactor is set to be the slow one. So the fact that I'm seeing this, right, but crazy pump. This is what, October 24? Crazy. How far did it go from down here? 120%. Wild. That is wild. Oh, so, oh, of course. So, I'll go back to my scalping strategy after maybe looking at how we could swing this. But yeah, peak seeker right here, possibly enter here, stop loss here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell right now because we're really just ranging around this with virtual. Hard to tell where price is going. I mean, it could easily flop, right? It can go chop, 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 and then like a Bart, or we just do this and continue up. Based on the 4R CPO and the MVP ribbon, though, I'm more inclined to maybe retest to the FVG or to this support, possibly just see if we bounce off the 618 on the 4 hour. And yeah, but I guess to answer Madrina's question, let's go back to scalping. All right, let's go to BTC. Oh, interesting. Oh, big dump. It took a big poo poo. Oh, that's so funny. And we were just saying something along the lines of putting an alert here at 113, seeing if it touches the FVG, didn't even reach it, and then boom, just big rejection right there. Wild. But okay. Okay. Um I guess to do 2 for 1, we can do possibly an explanation of my scalping strategy on Pippin if we see any possible entries. Yeah, it is NY open. Yeah, New York decided let's sell a bit. Yeah, Pippin's always been a coin I like looking at, but I've never traded personally. I don't know why I've never gotten around to doing that. But okay. So, what I'm seeing here, right, is first what I'm looking for, and we did this at the start of the show. I believe only OC and Boosted Boy were here. But I always look at FA just to get an idea of where the money's resting. So, fundamental analysis, you guys can look up CoinGlass. It's free. I use it. It helps supplement the accuracy of chart prime indicators. So, I backtested all the CPO Plus specifically. And if you just listen to the chart prime oscillator Pro Plus, look for at least 3 points of confluence, you get a 70% win ratio, which is crazy. So the goal is to increase that even more to our favor, right? So with that said, when I was looking at the FA, I did see that there was a bit more just clustered liquidations in terms of leverage to the downside of, say, BTC, especially on the 7 day as well. So I think we want shorts to pile in, shoot back up. But yeah, so for Pippin right here, right, I typically look at your 5 minutes and 1 hour for scalping. You could do 15, but I find that 5 minutes is better for a bit more accuracy. 15 would be better if you want to play a little more safe, right? But I do 15. Next, I make sure that I have my reactors tuned. So these are the dynamic reactor as well as the quantum reactor. And I've set this to slow. So rather than your typical 50 MA or 21 MA and your 200 MA, I use the reactors because the quantum reactor, for example, certifies whether price action has actually changed, whether it's actually bullish or bearish. On your 200 MA, right? The general thesis with a 200 MA is if you're above the 200, you long. If you're below, you short. But then it might be a fake out, and you wouldn't know that unless you had the quantum reactor. So the dynamic reactor here acts as my short moving average, and I use it more as a basis for whether I long or short or take profits. So yeah. All right. Yeah, it is my chance. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, 1 hour overbought. We got this long wick to the downside, right? Most traded price on the 1 hour is 0.02, so around here. So I'll just put a horizontal line just to mark where that is. So it's this white line. And so what I want to see is, do we bounce off this most traded price, or do we push back to the upside? Because yes, we did get rejected here, and we are overbought, but there's a chance that it shoots back up. Planning on doing a write-up soon and sharing this with the CP crew. But did you want to add an SMA to the MVP oscillator? Ooh, that would be interesting. Huh. Yeah, I never thought of maybe adding an SMA to the MVP oscillator, but I would like to see. Oh, okay. That would be cool. All right. So let's see how price reacts here at the white line. As you can see, the most traded price is right below a 5-minute support. And we are bullish on the 5 minutes based on my scalping strategy. So we got the bullish cross right here. And you can see that whenever we get this cross where the dynamic reactor goes below the quantum reactor and price is below the dynamic reactor, it's a nice bearish you get a nice bearish trend, and then the moment it breaks and you get a cross like this, and you even get confirmation up here, it it becomes nice and bullish. So fantastic, right? I love it. So typically I'll look for the cross, see if you get a nice retest, and then go in if it's far enough from the dynamic reactor. And I guess the proof of concept is when we were doing a couple scalps. Let's see. I don't know if I can still find it because 5 minute candles are there's a lot of them. But we did scalp on, yeah, perfect here. We did scalp. This was the first scalp I ever did on the live show. We did win 1 to 1.5, almost zero drawdown for BTC. This was Friday. Ethereum is dumping. It's really taking a poo poo. Um, but we did long scalp Ethereum right over here yesterday, I believe. Yeah, and we did hit our max TP. So the entry was, oh, this was extended because we based it on the 1 hour. But the entry was around 4126, like right over here. It was a market order, and then we hit it. So I saw the cross, or rather, it was about to cross. I saw that we got the transition here, and I was like, let's take it. And yeah, that's why we did it. Same with BTC. We were below. It was about to cross. Uh, we did get this up reversal right over here, but that was more of an entry because I did see that we did reject at the dynamic reactor, and so I was like, we were gonna dump. Momentum still had time to go, and so we dumped. Yeah. First steps to add the SMA, you do by going to the indicator and selecting 3 dots. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, so that's my strategy for scalping. It really depends on how much more or how much runway we've got on your oscillators, as well as are we above the dynamic reactor? Are we above the quantum reactor? Did they cross? And just putting your stop loss above some form of resistance, just to be safer with scalping. Yeah. And if anything wasn't clear, you can just ask again, and I'd be happy to repeat it for you. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, let's go back. That I thought it would bring me. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's actually try this. I'm curious to see. First step, add SMA by selecting the 3 dots. Oh no, this one, 3 dots. For the source, okay, add indicator strategy. So I'm guessing I put an SMA here, right? Okay. We're all showing smart money concepts. No, simple moving averages. Just do this one. Set the value to 144. And then source. I'm guessing. Oh, that's a lot. Just the very last. So, right over here.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I do. Hi, digital.
Yep, because I've got the samurai permissions, so I can join your
Nice.
voice chat. So
Thank
you'll
you.
probably want to do the default trading view SMA because the
I
chart
see.
prime one, yeah, has so many other moving averages, and you'd have to change the source then on each moving average.
I see. Okay.
So, yep. So yeah, SMA, that's the one at the top.
Moving average driven. Okay.
Yep.
And then I change the source more.
Yep. So go to settings. Oh, so you've done you've done similar. It doesn't. So it's okay. We can use this one because it will cause you other issues. So go to settings
Okay.
where you were. Yeah, that's it. Go to inputs,
Inputs.
and we want to untick all of the 4, 3, 2. You just want the one.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's going to squash your oscillator. That's it. So now
And
we
then
go to
take 1 bar
source.
bar.
Yeah, so we just need to change the source. This is the once you've done it once, it's super easy. That's it. So you'll see you've got all of these, right? Because you've got a lot of
Yeah.
indicators. But you want the oscillators pro, and then keep scrolling down, and you want the last plot of the oscillators
This
pro
one.
and the one above.
Alright.
Yeah, just the
So,
one above. Yeah,
the one
you can
above.
actually select any one of those two, but that one's a bit smoother. So because you've got two oscillators pro, you just need to make sure you get the right one.
Oh,
So what have you got
perfect.
there? So you'll see it's popped up now, yeah. So you've got one, and then what you'll see, it acts almost like a rolling midpoint, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I see
and
that.
then you'll see, yeah, yeah, it's
Perfect.
super. I do a few other quirky things, but this is the simple one. So that looks good to me. I think you've got the right. Sometimes if you've got more than one, chart prime oscillator, you just need to make sure you've got the right source. But by looking, that looks okay.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And then you can see there, right? So you can see it's really cool. So we get the low, and then we're getting a high, but it breaks above the moving average, and then you can see it's bullish there, and then we go up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Like, we did come back down here and then
Yep,
we're still bullish, so it didn't.
yep,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Huh. No, this is cool. And I do that. I do something similar with the CPO Plus. I have a divergence on the volume because I found that somehow when you get your divergence on volume and divergence on direction, it suddenly makes the probability even higher rather than just more bullish volume, lower bullish volume, more bearish
yeah.
volume.
Okay, okay, cool. What was that indicator again that you
It's
had?
just a divergence indicator on any
Divergence
oscillator.
volume on any. Yes, okay, yeah, I know
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
yeah, and then I turn
okay,
it to circles because when it's a line, it doesn't make it just looks so ugly, and you can see here
yeah.
it's just like stacked, not really that intuitive. Yeah, so I just make it circles. That's cool.
Okay, great. And then the source you have
My source is, let's see here, the volume matrix right
is
here.
the volume matrix. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. I'll check that out. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. No, I'm going to put this in every single MVP ribbon I've got, because rather than changing the
Yeah,
name, I just like
yeah,
changing the setup. Yeah, I
yeah,
find it's faster,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
on mobile.
And then so one other tip you can do, I mean, because you've added the ribbon, yeah. So normally I do it with the single moving average, but you can do it with the ribbon. So go to the settings of the ribbon. Um, not no, sorry, not
Oh,
that one, because the actual
oh,
moving
the EMA
average.
ribbon.
That's
Okay,
it.
my bad.
Yeah, that's it. So if you, I don't think we can do it on this one. You could change the time frame if you wanted. So sometimes if you choose a lower
Oh,
time frame, it's a lot more reactive. If you choose a higher time frame, you just have to be careful of the gap. If there's a gap, that's all. So it's normally okay. Say if you said 2 minutes instead of what you want, the five
okay.
minutes. So yeah, maybe
Yeah,
you
two
select
minutes.
say 8 minutes, or so
8 minutes.
that would make it. Yeah, try a little bit higher than what you're on.
All right, I'll try
So what have you got there?
30.
10.
Oh,
You
10.
could try 30. Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a gap
All right, let's wait for
because it
the.
waits for close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can basically you can get creative and play around with it, but it takes a while to load. But when it does, you'll see now it didn't actually move that much, but now it's technically a higher time frame.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, like it's not as reactive anymore. It's closer to
Yeah,
the zero. Interesting.
yeah, yeah. And if you want to get creative, you can try other moving average types as well. But the SMA is quite a solid one.
Yeah. I used to do EMA, but I found that uh, SMA somehow is is more applicable to crypto. I use EMA for stocks, which is
Ye-
interesting.
Yeah, I agree. The SMAs are nice. They're smooth. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In fact, I'll probably save it right now. Yeah. I have very weird names for
Um,
my templates, guys. Don't question it. Probably have like, yeah. Remember interval. Yeah. The,
yeah.
right.
And I'll join another time. You can let me know how you get on with it.
All right.
Um,
Thank you.
no worries.
Okay. But yeah. Um. To answer, which prime oscillator was the middle input? Uh. Are you talking about the one here with the circles? Oh, in the setting I just added here. So I think you'll probably end up here at first, like here around this area. So you just scroll all the way down, and it's over here. Yeah. So it's
Yeah, it's easier if you've got one because you've got multiple
yeah,
oscillators. But if you've just the one oscillator, it would be much easier for you. So yeah, you scroll all the way to the bottom, and
show that again.
so you've got multiple. But yeah, you'd see where it says Prime Oscillators Pro.
Yeah.
So you might have Pro. Yeah, it wouldn't be the Pro Plus. It'd be the Pro. Yeah, you go all the way to the
Get
bottom,
this.
and then you
All the way
can
down.
yeah you can select either of those. But I find the one just above is smoother.
Now, this is really cool. Thank you, digital. I'm going to put this on all of them.
Cool. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. I've got a few other cool stuff. I was gonna, share some stuff on the Discord. I just got to type it up.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Or do you want to share screen maybe?
So I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I can join you on another episode, and then I'll prepare because I've got kind of crazy screens right now, but
Oh, I see.
lots of charts and stuff. But yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'll join you another time. I can show you some stuff
Nice.
for
Thank
sure.
you. So the next show for this is like next week, Tuesday at 9 a.m. same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. See you guys around.
See you, digital. Yeah. All right. I see that we do have a bit more people here. Hi Malvi. Hi Rufi. It's nice to see you again. And yeah. Um, Again, if you guys have any questions or coins you want me to look at or any info you want to share, just let me know. Because I didn't even know about the SMA today, and it's all about that process of continuous learning. So yeah. All right. Lovely. So it looks like our soul short might not. Oh no, it might. I mean, we bounced off the 618 right here, so we might go back up, right? So it's always important not to chase. Uh, excuse me. And I do trust higher time frames when it comes to scalping, swinging, all those things. Always trust the direction in the higher time frame before you enter on the lower time frame. So yeah, though that is a terrible rejection from the previous day high. Your price traded mostly up here, so lots of lots of sell orders, selling pressure. But yeah, I think damn. Yeah, I'm going to add those SMAs. So when we come back next week, you'll just see a white fluid line on my MVP oscillator. But yeah, what was something interesting? Okay, so we didn't get to test Pippin yet. So unfortunately, Madrina, we're still waiting, right? And we are sort of just ranging in the. This is a bullish order block, but with crazy bearish imbalance. So 98% of the orders, 54% are bearish orders. So yeah. So let's just see. If we can't bounce off of here, it's most likely we'll retest that and check the support, and then possibly we dump back down to the dynamic reactor, in which case that would be a great scalp, or we bounce off of it and, well, you gotta love scalping because this literally just appeared in our eyes and we have this bearish order block the rest of the volume, and it's 87% bearish. So it, uh, it is what it is. But it looks like Pippin might have to go down for a while. It looks like it would have to go down. I don't know if I want to enter now though. Kind of would set an alert again here at 0.02116. Because if we do bounce off of this, go here or block, and then we just range in between these and just wait for the breakout, whether that's to the downside or to the upside. But based on the 1 hour, long wick to the top side, very weak bullish strength, overbought, and we also got a reversal on the MVP ribbon right here. I do see us just headed down. Yeah, let's look at the bigger caps. Go back. So Ethereum is on the money flow, on the buy zone, testing out some supports. So I'd be interested in maybe seeing what else it does. It is bottoming out on the MVP ribbon right here, near the lower extremity on your CPO plus. So possibly, right? This looks like we could bounce off, and we did see a rejection, but we'll wait for candle close to see if it will actually respect that. Granted, measured move is down here to 398, and you have this tiny FVG, and you could argue this might have touched it, right? This is just a calculation error. But yeah, let's look at Solana. Solana's showing a lot more strength than ETH. You know, it just dumped straight like this, but Solana did a nice curve, and it's going back up. So I do think it reaches our entry. I'd hope so. I'll be joining for sure. I'm quite confident with this, actually. Excuse me. But, you know, I could be wrong. So just make sure to manage your risk effectively. Whether that's having your stop loss, not using too much of your margin. Personally, I only risk 1% of my portfolio at a time. And I think that's a great rule of thumb for everyone here, to only just use, or rather risk 1% of your portfolio, so you don't have to struggle to get it back. Because there will be plenty of trades and entries and setups we can take in the future, but if your portfolio's at 0%, you've died. And I've sort of treated it like a video game, right? Your portfolio is your hit point, your HP, and you just don't want to die or get to a point where it's so bad that one mistake just kills you. So yeah. All right, let's see who else is in the audience. We do have a new face here, 01 Way. I don't know if that's supposed to be like Oi Way or whatnot, but welcome to the show. I'm Langstrom, and if you have any questions or coins you want me to look at, just let me know, and we can have a look. Yeah, thank you for dropping by. Okay. Oof. NQ? Thank you guys. Thank you. Oh, one way. All right. Okay. I'll remember that. So in case you ever come back to the show, I'll remember to call you one way instead of, what did I say, Oi way? I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you for the kind words. I love, rather I just started, and I'm really loving the community already. So thank you. But yeah. So we have about like 1 more hour on the show before we end, and unlike yesterday, there's not a lot of action where I'm really confident to just say, all right, let's enter right here, stop loss here, entry, except for that soul projection right here, which is more of a swing. And to be fair, I'm more of a swing trader myself, but I do have a knack for scalps, which is which is why I'm here doing a live scalping session. And yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at Pippin again. Yeah, Pippin's really just ranging. Everything's sort of chopping itself. Like, I mean, clearly this was a dump here, but if you compare it to just a few like an hour ago, a couple hours ago, it really hasn't changed much. I mean, we've basically, like, if we zoom out here, we've just been in this big chop. Although zooming out in the 5 minutes, this kind of looks like a double top, a very ugly double top, or a very ugly head and shoulders, depending on how you look at it, right? Very, very ugly. Um, but I was asking, or rather, a friend of mine did some research into the patterns that form on on charts like these, because honestly, who even invented a head and shoulders, and who said or who made the rule that head and shoulders means it's a dump, or who said that a double bottom is a pump? And it's really just the inefficiencies in the algorithm of the books that causes it. And so these inefficiencies are consistent enough that we're able to see them as patterns, and so we can act on them. So they're not always going to be perfect because they're inefficiencies. They're not meant to be perfect, because if they were, they'd be efficient. But since they're inefficiencies, you get very ugly looking patterns. And yeah, you could say that this is a head and shoulders. You could say that this was just like a double top, right? Um, but since I'm not sure my God, since I'm not sure myself, I'm not really inclined to act on it. Uh, but if this support breaks and we fall down further, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, exactly. FOMC today happening in 4 hours, and I'd love for us to have the show in 4 hours, or be able to live scalp that, because for sure there's gonna be a lot of volatility and some gains to be made. But fortunately, the show's only until 11. But yeah, I mean, it's 11. It's 9 to 11 yesterday. It's 9 to 11 today, and it'll be 9 to 11 next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah. Let's see. But yeah. Okay. ETH continuing to dump. Solana, unfortunately, also dumping. It's losing a bit of the strength that it showed. Bitcoin also dumping. Bottoming bars. Loving the SMA right here. I'll tweak it a bit just to figure out which setting I like the most. And yeah, and backtest, of course. Always backtest. But so far, on the 1 hour earlier when we started the show, this was green, and I said that we could possibly push the FVG. And we did that, but we didn't even touch it. We barely touched it. Got rejected off previous day high. Dynamic reactor is now red. We're coming down. It looks like we have more downside. So what I'm going to do right now, and hopefully this happens within the hour, is we get that relief bounce on the 5 minute and short where we see probable, right? Because it looks like we are getting the dump. Let's see, 4 hour. Yeah, long candle on the 4 hour, or long wick rather. We are nearing, but it's okay because it's a 4 hour. It's a 4 hour. Although if we do break below previous day low, that would be amazing for a big dump. So I said this in the last session yesterday, along with OC, and I'm going to always reiterate this. So my thesis generally for Bitcoin and so like the crypto market in general. So I've got the 1 week chart. So high time frame, very macro is that we do go down to this weekly FVG. And my logic behind that is not only do we got that bearish divergence on the 1 week for BTC, we do have bearish volume. We are about to cross the zero line right here. FVG, um, it would, if we drop in terms of price, then we get our rate cuts even more, interest rate, liquidity injection, whatnot. But also the math, if you, this is just a trading views, uh, Elliott wave indicator that I'm using. So they're saying that the math lines up with a potential bounce at 94, whereas the weekly FVG starts around 93. And so this is my general thesis, and I think one of the other pro traders shares this thesis. Runair, I think he also made a signal very similar. We just have different entries, I believe. I think his is a bit lower than mine, but generally, I tend to agree with the thesis that we go down, really convince people that we're going into a bear market. We bounce a bit, go up, right? And yeah, I think contrary to many cycles, we might not see a 4 year cycle this time. I mean, the fact that we've had a 4 year cycle the past three times, is already a good indication that we are going to have a 4 year cycle, but it's not guaranteed that it is going to happen. Because this is the most heavily manipulated market crypto's ever been. We've got uh, a lot of institutions now trading it. We're talking the likes of BlackRock, JP Morgan, which was unheard of back in, when was it? Back in 2021, back in 2017, unheard of. So I do see, and these guys are holding Bitcoin. So I don't think they'd want their stakeholders to lose. It makes no sense. So I do see a calculated move to the weekly FVG. That's where liquidity is. And so my overall thesis until we get somewhere around this area, maybe 100, my overall thesis will remain bearish, and then long term I'm bullish. Right. Let's see the chat. Future shows are in the event section, and you can. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly one way. Yeah. You think BTC has topped the cycle? I think potentially it has. I mean, technically speaking, we've had a good run, regardless of what a lot of people think. We've had a decent run, right? We went from 70K in February all the way up to 126, 60%, 66% increase in what, a couple months? It's crazy. That was April, yeah, a couple months. So it's October. This was when, yeah, in 6 months, in half a year, we increased 66%. So it wouldn't surprise me to head down and then maybe find some support, push back up. My invalidation personally for a bear market would be a break below the 74 that we did in April. I know a lot of people's invalidation would be like over here at 85. Mine's down here, but yeah, for me, if we break past this, then bear market, we accumulate around this area where we had a lot of chop, and we make money for the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah, and it's what OC said last night, where we don't. Most of the money to be made is in the bear market rather than the bull market. We do a lot more selling in the bull market. We do a lot of accumulating in the bear market. It's just arbitrage. You buy low, sell high. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Digital. Yeah. 74 is my invalidation point. I'm sticking to my thesis here. At least it's what chart prime showing me. It's what FVGs are showing me. It's what Elliott wave is showing me. And so yeah, let's look at Bitcoin again. We did bounce off the buy zone. Same with Ethereum. Same with Solana. Let's look at Pippin. All right, so is all right. Madrina's still here, so we did break to the downside, and yeah, I think your Pippin dump is on. It's quite a big candle. Uh, Possible entry. I would base it off the 1 hour. So I would short at 0.02, right where the FVG is. Retest of the change of character entry on the FVG, and then stop loss here above the premium, above your wick, and then take profit. You want I would say 1 to 1.5 is ideal, but if that's the case, you can lower your stop loss a bit, right? Uh, Something like this, because I do see us going down to the zero, maybe down here. So I think this is more of a swing personally because of the fact that it's not as tight. If you want it to be a scalp, you can probably place it above this resistance line, right? But a little safer would be just above the bearish order block premium, above the wick. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Okay. Nice. Where'd you enter? Oh, of course. But yeah, I guess just for everyone else in the call, I'll call this right here. Um, so I have two calls right now on the stream, which is this short on Solana at 202 and the short on Pippin at 0.02. I mean, you can enter market price, but just be wary because your RR isn't going to be 1 to 1.5 anymore, and your SL to BE or TP1 would probably be here at 0.1957 for Pippin, and for Solana, if it does go to entry, your TP1 will be at 190, maybe one, not maybe 196, maybe slightly higher, 197, like that. And yeah, we'll see how it pans out next week. I'm gonna work with OC just to see where I can possibly put these calls after the live, just so there's like accountability and tracking, whatnot. You entered at 0.208. Wow, it's quite high. Yeah, lovely. You entered at the 618. Perfect. Nice. So you should be up like what? How much are you up right now? You're up 4% on the chart. So if your leverage is like 10x, 20x, you're up 40, 80%, which is crazy. Congratulations. 20x. So yeah, you're up 80%. Congratulations. So I just say wait. Be careful of this retest at around 0. Or is it 0.02, right? The FVG, because we are nearing the lower extremities. Bottoming bars are bottoming crazy. We push up a little bit, but then the 1R's got us. The moment it has a downward reversal triangle and the ribbon twists, we're going to dump back down for sure. Possibly only down to 0.188. So just take note of the 0.1957 area for your SL to be, which is based on most traded price of a couple candles back, as well as equilibrium on the 5 minutes. So yeah. All right. I wonder if the soul is gonna get hit. I hope it does, because I have an order waiting right here. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah. Okay, so ETH is bouncing back. Bitcoin's getting rejected off of this. All right. Actually, let me change this screen a little bit. Let's go back to the exchange liquidation map just to refresh. And Yeah, you got liquidity stacked on both sides on the 1 day. A lot more people with lev on the long side. On the 7 day, a lot more people who are long, less people who are short. And you can see just this cluster of liquidations waiting to happen if Bitcoin moves. So I do see shorts coming in, but because we do have more shorts on the 1 day, we push up a bit and then go back down for the 7 day generally. And we have another person come in to the live. Sorry, your username's a little too long, so I can't fully welcome you. But yeah, welcome V. I'm Langstrom, and welcome to the live scalping session. So if you have any questions, whether that's indicators or coins you want me to look at, just let me know, and I'll be happy to look at them. That's a new chart. Yeah. So this is Coin Glass. It's the liquidation. You can type it Coin Glass liquidation levels. I like looking at this for scalping because it gives me generally an idea where the money is. So again, chart prime indicators flawless really changes your your way of analyzing the market, but this is just another point of confluence that I like because it's based on exchange data, which might not be fully available, or we might not get the full picture of what the exchanges are like from just trading view. So yeah. Of course, your fear and greed index is always useful. The fact that it's neutral kind of sucks. It doesn't really tell us much. It's like dead set 50 neutral. Doesn't tell us much. Let's look at the liquidation heat map, also by CoinGlass. Um, Big pocket of liquidity at 111,000, 112,000. And we do have these red candles. Pretty bearish structure as well. So we could possibly go for these guys right here and then shoot back up and then shoot back down. So the nearest place of liquidity is here at 112, and then followed by 114 with a couple more here at 116. So the money's telling us to head down. At least it's easier to head down right now. So yeah, let me go back to trading view where we're truly okay. So we did get that dump down. We're chopping again. Crazy. Pippin short is active. We didn't get that FVG, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. But we'll see because we're not yet done. We're not oversold just yet. So the next hour could be like a push here, push back down. Yeah. Boosted Boys back. So welcome back. Oh, so V's name is Viking Steve. I'll remember for the next show next week. So, welcome. Let's see here. What are other coins? I kind of want to look at maybe an AI giant like Tau, just to see how the narrative's doing right now. Ooh, okay. So we are facing tons of resistance at the 618. I mean, we dumped, we tried, we dumped, we tried, and we're dumping again. But we do have some projections from the Market Dynamics Pro to head up since we are in a descending channel, which is fun. Interesting. So we do have that nice compression of the ribbon right here. We are transitioning on the MVP ribbon as well, and on the 1 hour too. It's quite indecisive in terms of candle structure right here, but our direction's up, which is nice, and we've got a bearish order block but bullish imbalance right here. I did notice that Tau kind of moves oddly now. It used to just follow Bitcoin, but I mean, certainly there's an influence here because Bitcoin's dumping and Tau's dumping, but it is showing a little bit more strength in my opinion. compared to BTC, ETH, and Solana. So yeah, let's see here. So Solana passed the zero line, we're headed down. Ethereum money flow point of control is now over here. We got a red twist also on the 1 hour. So we got rejected from the dynamic reactor. So we are headed down, it seems. Same with BTC. Alright. So based on the FA that we had earlier and the liquidation heat map, I would probably place an alert here at 112, which also happens to be our discount zone, right? So if we bounce off of 112, we can probably take a long. But again, we're not yet oversold here. And we do hit the next FVG's over here at 108, so I would put an alert there as well. Let's see. I am in a Solana short, but it's not something I called. It's not something I called on the show, but I am on a Solana short. I entered at 205, 20x lev. So yeah, it's up 55% right now. I wanted to be a little bit more safe with my leverage for that. So yeah. All right, let's see who else is in the show. Nice. But yeah. Okay. So good. Let's go back to Pippin. Oop. Is dumping now. Crazy. I think I'll place an alert on ETH at 3.9 just to see what happens. By then, I do think that we'll be back down to the lower extremity, possibly oversold. Maybe take a long. But I don't think we'll be able to see what happens on the show, unfortunately. 1 hour still showing potential move to the upside. I'm not canceling this until we get a twist on the 1 hour ribbon. So yeah. But yeah. I wish there was a bit more action, a lot more clarity, so that I could give you guys better signals. But right now, it's kind of difficult in terms of, because we're close to the lower extremities on the lower time frames. Higher time frames, we're doing that too, right? But then I'm not confident that we're going to push even further. I mean, it's possible, absolutely, right? But even then, we're kind of late to the move. So this would have been great, actually. We started the show around this time. But yeah. Okay. We're losing bearish trend strength for BTC on the 5 minutes. So we may see a bit more strength. I do see us going to the discount. Let's see if we bounce off the previous day low. That's okay. Thank you, Madrina, for dropping by. And again, thank you as well for giving time for my show. Yeah, take care, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you next week. So thank you for dropping by. Let's see who else is here actually. So, still got Saints. We've got uh, Boosted Boy. We've got Viking Steve. Got One Way, Papa 4G Kids, and Mal V, as well as Digital, of course. So thank you guys for coming to the show. Well, it's not the end yet, but thank you really for dropping by and checking my show out. I really do appreciate it. All right, let's see where the 5 minutes for Bitcoin takes us. But I guess while waiting, I didn't want to ask you guys, do you think we're going to get the rate cut that we want today? Because, I mean, people are expecting a 25 base point rate cut, right? But are we going to get something better, like a 50? Or do you think that we just get the 25? Maybe not. Maybe we don't even get a rate cut. What do you guys think? Lucky to get 25. I think they will rug us again on any cut. Yeah, yeah. 25. It's kind of a meme right now. I feel just like Powell looking down at a piece of paper and he goes, "We gotta look at more data." Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I, I, I don't know. The way he coughs is so funny because he just like says something that disappoints everyone and then coughs, right? It's like hoping that the cough breaks the tension. But yeah, genuinely, I mean, it's the math shows there's like a 99.9% chance of a rate cut, of a 25 base point rate cut. It's just that CPI kind of came in better than expected, right? It came at 3% rather than the forecast. So it's giving the Fed a reason not to, or at least it's giving them a reason to just give what they say, and so everyone's just expecting it, right? If we really want volatility, we need something a little bit more unexpected than 25. So yeah, all right. Bitcoin testing previous day low. I'd like to see if we bounce off of this. But yeah, let's check who else is in the show. Yeah. Yeah. Scalping's fun. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of sometimes I like just looking at the charts. It's kind of therapeutic. I know for some people it's the source of their headaches, but for me it's kind of therapeutic. So long as I don't know, I don't really worry too much about maybe losing a trade because I'm not saying that because high probability trader trading for a while. I'm saying that because when you've really developed a strategy, you kind of just block out your emotions and just take it all in, right? Take it for what it is. Just stick to your guns, and yeah, things work out. So for me, I find looking at the charts therapeutic. Oh, oh. um, actually, well, there are times like when I'm on a date with my girlfriend. Yeah, suddenly I just pull out the charts, and then she just goes, "Are you winning, son?" Just fucking break up. Just ruins the whole date, and I just go, "Oh, okay, oops. I'll keep my phone. Don't worry. Um, I promise I won't look at it again." Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's wild. That is wild. Had to stop. Oh, crazy. Okay. Had to stop for dinner last night. Interesting. So we did get that bearish cross right here, and we got confirmation here. So at least based on the crossing strategy that I have with the quantum and dynamic reactor, it's saying Bitcoin is bearish on the lower time frames. Same thing with Ethereum, funnily enough, and it crossed all the way here. Fun. Let's look at Solana if that is the case. Solana, at least in the strategy, it says Solana's bullish, which is interesting to see, considering BTC and ETH are bearish, at least in the short term. All right, Pippin. Okay, Pippin has activated. Let me just put it there. Right, Pippin has activated. So we'll review this next week, I believe, and see if this pans out the way I want it to. So, yeah. Oh, perfect. um, if you guys did join this, you should be up a bit. But we'll see because we do have an up reversal. So of course the 5 minutes is going to have to do a bit of a relief bounce, but trust in the 1 hour and trust in this order block protecting your capital, at least stop loss. So yeah. All right. So that's one trade active. The Solana trade isn't active at the moment, unfortunately. We're getting compression again. Interesting. If the quantum reactor here on Ethereum, excuse me, turns red, then I will see if we can get an entry at 3.7, because I do think we can fall that far, given that tons of support around 3.7. Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Although, third time's a charm, and this just falls down in line with the Bitcoin thesis that we fall. So anything's possible. All right, Bitcoin pumping, Ethereum pumping, Solana's pumping. POC moved to 199 ish, and then 618. Interesting. Pippin's still up in terms of the trade. Okay, then that's still up. Nice. So yeah. Okay. if there are any coins you do want me to check out, don't be shy. Just let me know, since we still do have 25 minutes on the show, and I'd want to provide as much value to you guys, apart from entertainment, of course. So yeah. Okay. Do you chart Nasdaq? No, I don't, but I can look at it for sure. Um, let me. I Yeah, of course I can look at it. Maybe I should. Oh, lovely. Pippin is going the way I want it to. What do you want to look at on the NQ? Oh, oops. Okay. Is it NQ? It's just NQ. No. Oh, freaking! It's just because I'm on crypto. This one, right? Or this one? All right, CME. Okay, perfect. Oh, really? Oh, damn it. Okay, that sucks. That sucks. Well, I can't scalp the Nasdaq. Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. In that case, I can probably just look at it from the macro, like a macro look at it, rather than uh like swings or whatnot. Just so yeah, yeah, up only lately. Yeah, it does look like it. Although you're on the 1 week, because it hasn't been overbought yet. Yeah. 12 hour is showing some weakness, right? We do have the reversal triangle and a twist. But you are still bullish on the 12 hour. Yeah. It's okay. Um, yeah, I primarily only trade uh I only primarily trade cryptocurrency and some US stocks as well, like Palantir, MicroStrategy, Tesla. Although I've been looking at Hims and Hers recently, and then I am also sort of taking an interest in Korean stocks because, my girl's Korean and her dad asks me for advice. Although I have to always preface that it's not financial advice, so I don't get sued. But yeah, I mean, kind of those big jumps, kind of wild. Um, yeah, it's wild. The last time you were overbought, you did see a dump. Yeah, in Peak Seeker, you did dump. You got oversold. You pushed back up. Hmm. Might be. It's hard to tell. I kind of want to wait for the Nasdaq to reach overbought again on the 1 week before maybe shorting or put. For Nasdaq, is it do you have put options for it, or is it still just shorting? Yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable on it since I don't really trade the Nasdaq. Oh, okay, lovely. have water. Gotta stay hydrated. All right, thank you One Way for sticking with the show. Take care with work, and well, hopefully your wife doesn't side eye you again. Yeah, take care. All right, let's go back to BTC. Did get the bounce here. Same with Ethereum. Rough. I'd put alerts here just to see where it breaks out to, whether to the upside, downside. And you can see the 1R did change. I was pretty sure this was red earlier, but now it's appearing green again. Might be invalidating. Solana might still be on board to enter our entry for the short on 202. Let's go back to Pippin. Crypto sources and Blowfin. Oh, oops. 5 minutes and one hour. There we go. Yeah. Looks like Madrina's doing pretty well with the short. So yeah. All right. So we're nearing show end. There's still 18 minutes. Well, there's 18 minutes left on the show, but I guess just to give a recap of my thoughts on what might happen. Granted, it's all speculation. Can't 100% be sure, but based on the FA, and based on what I'm seeing on the chart prime indicators, right? Potentially short term, we see a small push to the upside. We're just really chopping back and forth. We just want to chop back and forth, and then 2 p.m. later, or rather in 3 hours, right? I see us potentially shorting or like going to the downside, just because your 7 day has more longs, and there's a lot more people you can liquidate by moving price down, and a lot of retail are expecting your rate cuts to be bullish. At least that's how I see it. Do I have anything else more concrete to back that up? Other than the data, I don't really have much to, if I'm being completely honest. But so far, that's what I'm seeing with how the market's moving. And we'll only really get to know if that thesis is correct at 2 p.m. or a couple hours from now. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's how I see the move right now. I might be awake at the time, so I'd be able to take screenshots of the stuff that we listed. Excuse me, or called. But then again, the video is not video. Oh my goodness, the stream is recorded, so if you go to the live classes channel, you'll find it. I'll try to get this up ASAP because I do have to reduce the file size. Can you guys imagine? Yesterday's stream was 2 hours as well. It was 5 gigabytes. It was recording at like 720p, and it was 5 gigabytes. It's crazy. So I had to basically shrink it down a bit so that Discord could actually handle it, and when I gave it to OC, it wouldn't be a pain in his butt. So yeah. Goodness, it's such a big file size. But yeah. Oof. Okay, it's too cold. I'm already wearing a jacket. Okay. Okay, seeing some strength, a little bit of strength again. Okay, BTC's pushing to 112, or 112.8. Let's see how it reacts to the quantum reactor. ETH crossing 3998. Okay. So same thing. It's really ranging between the two reactors. I bet we're all getting alerts from our exchanges right now. Just, oh, BTC breaks this. Ethereum falls. This, that. Oh, rough. Rejected from the quantum reactor, but I think it's gonna try anyways. Wait for candle close. Okay. Let's see. Okay. But yeah. Oh, looks like someone had to go. Uh, okay, so BTC really showing that rejection from the quantum reactor. Interesting. Okay. I kind of. Oh, this is the 4 hour time frame. Wait, I didn't even realize that. Let me go back to the 1 hour. Okay. I think we can short BTC. Maybe just the last scalp of the live. If Bitcoin goes back up, I ideally want to enter at around 112,636. Stop loss. You can put it above. If you want it tight, you can put it above the quantum reactor. So 112.8. You can put it above the dynamic reactor at 113. If you want to be as safe as possible, right, put it above here. But your risk to reward is going to be much higher, or much lower rather. And then do that. Personally, I put it above the dynamic reactor. And then aim for 1 to 1.5. Yeah. If it goes back, that is. If not, then this is this is this is gone. It's gone, unfortunately. Or it goes back up, but I think it's gone. Um, Bit late to the party there. Big candle. ETH, Solana, Pippin's not moving too much. Wait, what? Is it? It's okay. There we go. Finally got the move. Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Bitcoin could go back to entry, right? Zoom out a bit. Eh, Possibly. No, I don't. I mean, maybe. It's a little ugly for me though. But yeah, I don't. I don't know if this is a call that I would be confident of, but the logic here is we enter on the previously traded price, we got rejected from the quantum reactor, but if we just completely close this candle, right, I might have to call it off. Because, yeah, 1 hour does say that we want to go down even further. Again, our measured move is down to 106. And we did get that. We tried to get the FVG twice, failed. Okay, maybe call it quits for this. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's not short BTC like this. This is way too sketchy of a candle for my liking. Yeah, Pippin's kind of moving the opposite. Interesting. But yeah, again, I do think we may see a little bit more push to the upside, but generally, I think that we're going down. Uh, Overall thesis is we go down all the way to 90, 93. I think that the rate cuts will be a sell the news event, and all of the projections that we have mostly telling us that we're headed down. So when FOMC goes live and Powell starts speaking, just be careful, of course. We don't know what's going to happen. And always use a stop loss. It's the most important thing when leverage trading. See? Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of action. Yeah, like we started the stream here, guys. At like this candle. We at 200, and we're now back at 200. Hey, what is this move? They really couldn't give us something nice to do for the stream. The only one who's really been kind is like Pippin. Like, throughout this whole stream, this 2 hour live scalping stream, Crypto decided not to give us anything to work with other than Pippin. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, we got an order block right here. It's bullish. So people are putting their orders there. Crazy. Okay. But yeah. this is funky. I mean, just look at this green tip on the CPO plus. It's tilted down, yet we've got green, red, wild. Okay, back to BTC. Still dumping. Pippin's a bit stale at the moment, but it did revisit the FVG, hoping it gets to 0.1939. So if anyone took the trade, they can put their stop loss to break even. We do have resistance right here, this line, so hoping for a rejection, because the 1R also hasn't shown us any signs of a downward reversal just yet, but I do think the next candle will. So yeah, BTC still headed down, nothing much has changed. Solana, 4 minutes till the show ends. Ooh, ooh. That's a big candle from Pippin. Wow, what's BDC doing? BDC pump? So they're all pumping a little bit. And they're dead. But yeah. I guess before the show ends, what are you guys going to do during the FOMC? Are you just gonna not do anything? Will you short? Will you long? Kind of want to get to know what you guys are gonna do. Take some cough syrup. Smart. I'm probably gonna sleep. Yeah, I have class tomorrow, so I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep during FOMC. Unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah. How about you, Boosted Boy, Saint, Malvi, Papa 4G kids? What are you guys gonna do during FOMC? Yeah. I mean, my rule when I'm not scalping for for big events like FOMC is just to let whatever trade I have run and make sure stop loss is there. I see. That makes sense. Yeah. I I think that makes sense because just everyone suddenly gets a little bit slightly euphoric and then suddenly dead. So yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I guess before the show ends, I do want to see what happens with Pippin on the 1 hour. See if we get the reversal triangle, because then that would confirm, or at least affirm, a further push to the downside, and that would make me happy since we call this live on stream. As for BTC, it's not really doing much. Solana's not really doing much. Oh, but yeah. All right. 15 seconds. Let's see what happens with Pippin. Right, so it did leave like a small wick to the downside, but yeah, okay, there we go. We got our downward reversal triangle. We're right below the that is a very thin dynamic reactor. Where's the quantum reactor? Well, I mean, it really can't get more bearish than that if I'm being honest. But yeah, so we got our downward reversal triangle on Pippin, bearish direction, momentum sort of ending as well, and so far this Pippin short is the only active trade we've got. potentially Soul could go active during FOMC. We push here and then we our short is on. Could do this, but other than that, we won't know. I'll keep you guys posted. Well, it'll be a week late, but we'll be able to check the results the next time that we have her live. But yeah, with that said, let me close this. Thank you guys for coming to my stream. I really do appreciate you guys dropping by, and I've learned a lot today. Thank you, Digital, for showing the SMA on the MVP ribbon. I'm going to add that to my strategy, and yeah, thank you so much for your inputs, guys. The interaction, again, you guys are really making my job super fun, and just really happy to get to interact with you all and get to learn more. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'll get the recording up as soon as possible. And with that said, thank you for coming to the show. I'm Langstrom. I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. EST, and Wednesday, 9 a.m. EST. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming, Papa4G Kids, Mile V, Boosted Boy, Digital for dropping by, and Saints. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Yeah, take care.